My part of town, since you have that on Behold the Detonator, I was also interested because I had seen it on your social media, the DJ Khaled shouting you guys out on there. So what made you want to put that on the album, Behold the Detonator?
The DJ Khaled shout out was a last second addition. Somebody reshared it. I remember he did that maybe 2 years ago. And then it came back across my timeline one afternoon. So I did a whole, another reshare, another repurposing of something. I've left messages for Khaled and stuff like that. Sometimes when people of the stature of Khaled scratch your song, it might seem like to us like he's calling us. He wants to sign us to his label or something. And maybe so, but it hasn't occurred yet. I continue to do the next right thing. I continue to work every day, be consistent with my music, create something new every day, try to plug somebody else in, who might need the plug in. One of the top amounts of energy that I got, that I was able to acquire, other than from recovery, was from an artist named O.T. The Real. I felt like I missed an opportunity to plug in with him a while ago, some years ago, when one of my friends, a mutual friend who was in jail with O, named Cass, Bad News Cass, picked me up and was like, yo, I want you to go meet this boy. He's fire. And I wasn't really so interested in being with him that day. Nothing against O. My thoughts was on, going down the way, getting high probably. So a couple years later, upon my, miraculous recovery, I felt like I needed to go back and check him out again. And I bought a t-shirt from them, and Thorough showed up at my house with the t-shirt. And I started to plug into some of the ways that O was moving, as far as like just posting on his Instagram. I wasn't big on Instagram at that time, but I watched how he was moving, and I loved his music. He's originally from Boston. He moved to Philly. He ended up in the trap, sleeping on, grinding from the bottom. Now we understand the story, but more significant, him to me is I was in the same neighborhood doing the same shit, 30 years ago. So it was like a refresher course in my gangsterism. The energy that just listening to his shit, all day as a regular choice of leisure music. Like, not too many people listen to gangster crack rap as their leisure music, but I do. Sometimes I'm able to even pray better with some kind of Benny the Butcher, O.T. The Real, Styles P shit going on than if I got church music popping in the back, But again, just looking for a balance. Even in the interview with you, I'm looking for balance so I can get some feedback from you and allow you to talk to. I'm charged up. But again, happy to be here, bro.
Yeah. And Behold the Detonator ends with Time Machine, which uses the movie lines from Candyman. And the thing I'm interested about with ending the album on such a dark, wild thing, what was the sequencing or the creative element of that?
That beat was left on the table. I really liked it just because it was so dark. It was given to me sometime in the middle of the process by Obvious. I like the beat. We all go a little mad sometime. I wanted to make like just a little quirky and Cool Keith type scary John. Maybe R.J. Payne influenced me that day with the kind of scary movie shit that he uses. Today I wore the Jam Master Jay shirt. But I was going to wear a Texas Chainsaw Massacre shirt because I've always, Axe Man of Terror. It goes along with the aggressive style of scratching and all that stuff. I don't know, bro. I lost my train of thought, but come on with another one.
No, it's all good because I think it ends. Time Machine ends.
Yeah, it was like a dream. The way that the beat was running was kind of a dream world. It was suggested to me that I leave that one off of that album totally, but I wanted to tie it up because the beginning had Crumb Bum. That was kind of why did you use this to start the album? And then the end was kind of another one that makes you say, why did you use this to start the album? I wanted to leave a few question marks on the album. And even I might not know the answers to why they finally, ended up on the album. The breathing, let it breathe. rest, surrender part, go up there and do the best that you can do today and make a song. Or how about go back to one that you already started and you're not satisfied with it and perfect it. And when I started to go back, I had like 14 or 15 songs made, but none done completely. So I went back and I tightened each one up, and it was a different workflow than me trying to go in and bang out one song in one day. This one was touch a little bit of each one. And then when one starts to speak to you, go ahead and finish it. Go down to thorough and make it really official by doing all the edits and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I know, too, you have the Tough Crew project that you're working on now. How do you feel that Behold the Detonator affected you, if at all, in what you're going to be doing and what you are doing now with the Tough Crew coming back?
I've been trying to make a precursor to the new Tough Crew album for like 20 years. The first one that I thought was the precursor was the Lost Archives. Because we have enough songs to put out an album, and we've had enough songs for about 15 years. But we've never had a cohesive idea or a label that would come and be like, yo, you got 12 songs, we'll put it out right now and do it the right way. So we got a lot of Lost Archives now that have gotten lost since the Lost Archives came out. So an incredible amount of songs by Tough Crew exist. We've never stopped doing work. Each individual, might have a certain amount of songs that they do themselves. And when we get back together, they're usually able to easily mesh into an album. A lot of the songs on the old Tough Crew album were solo, like Open Field Attack is all Ice Dog. We got a new Flipping Kilos. We redid Flipping Kilos for 2022 on a new album. It features Boy Bax. Shh, don't tell Chris Schwartz. But we got a nice, we got Petey Crack on another song that's on the Tough Crew album. 14 songs. I didn't do the cuts to it yet, so that's the real holdup. It's on me. All the vocals are done, all the beats are done. I didn't lay any cuts yet. I laid a few, but I wanted the Behold the Detonator joint to come out, drop. I can breathe for maybe a week, and I can start digging into that. But in my wildest imagination, I really didn't place myself with when you manifest things with your mouth, you got to think about these things first. Your dreams, your aspirations, your goals, the things that I used to tell myself, that could never happen. Well, like I said, a lot of those things are happening right now. Chris had a lot to do with placing me in a position to have something worthwhile to shoot for. It's one thing to sit up in my attic. I got the pandemic money. I bought all the equipment that I needed. Now I wasn't really inspired to learn how to work it so much because there wasn't a reason to work it. Chris came along. He signed me for the Lost Archives. It came out on double vinyl. Spit Slam shortly after that. I got an email from DJ Amrock saying Chuck D's looking for 10 DJs to appear on a compilation album. Now we're at the release of that album, my solo project. Whatever you dream about, you can manifest it into real life. It just depends on how bad you want it and what steps you're willing to take. People have said no to me 100,000 times in my life. I never really, I shrug off the no because I know I just let the passion guide me. I don't have all of the answers. I'm just very happy to have found a few of them that enable me to get to this point in a damn interview with you.
Yeah, well, shout out to Chris Schwartz as always for connecting us and for always helping us both out. So that being said, DJ Too Tuff, anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
I think that I've said about all I needed to say, but I wanted to say that I'm always open for anything that you want to do. We got a few shows upcoming. One is the Beastie Boys event out in Youch Park. And that's about it, man. I don't know. I think I talked myself all the way out on this joint. I would like to tie up a good ending and bridge it out. Maybe you ask me one more thing and we can end it the right way.
Well, just with Tough Crew, what is the importance of you guys coming back and putting out an album after so long?
I think we always had one more album in us. We never got paid for any of the old albums anyway. So we would like to make an album where we actually receive royalties from it. That would probably be the top reason, financial. But other than that, people aren't going to live forever. There's 5 members in Tough Crew, everybody's still alive, an opportunity exists for us to release a commercial hip hop album that people are interested in hearing. You know, if there was no demand, then we probably wouldn't be making one. But I'm sure that there's some type of windfall that's going to occur for hip hop by a new Tough Crew album coming out. It's dope shit. You know, it's not trying to be trap. It's not trying to be 2022. It's the real Tough Crew shit, the beats and the rhymes, same kind of stuff. So again, I guess my theme for whatever music I make is time capsule music, you know, because it takes you back to another era. And that's what we were shooting for.
All right, well, there it is.
In the beginning, hip-hop was ruled by the East Coast. Then the West Coast rose to prominence, thanks to gangster rap.
Straight out of Compton, crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube.
Hip-hop changed the world. Gangster rap changed the narrative.
I'm representing for the gangsters all across the world.
And then changed the world again.
Cause I'll come and take your life away.
The history of gangster rap features unheard stories, unseen photos and documents, all with exclusive interviews from the founders and players who shaped gangster rap.
I think a real gangster rapper has to scare you a little bit.
The history of gangster rap, written by veteran rap journalist Soren Baker. In stores now.
Yo, what up? This is DJ Quick. Be sure to pick up my homeboy Soren Baker's book, The History of Gangsta Rap, if you really want to know what we do.